ended up back in the ER on Friday night. I'll tell you guys more about that in a little while. Right now I'm getting ready to go to a doctor's because it is 100.6 and
this is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song.
So I do have acute bronchitis. I'm going to my primary at 4:30 to see what they want to do, and I may end up back in the ER. I went on Friday night, and now I'm going on Monday. So, can't win. Sometimes you just can't win. Guys, so I was going to vlog today. Unfortunately, I woke up with a fever of 103.7. So we are trying to get me admitted back into the ER, so I won't be vlogging probably until I feel better. I may try to take little clips too. It's night 4 in the hospital. I am probably being discharged tomorrow, which is Saturday or Sunday. But for now, we have a visitor. Hey, YouTube! And her name is also Desiree, with a Z. And she is in a lot of my, well, she took a lot of my opening photos. So if you want any photos done, I will leave her Instagram account and Facebook account below.
Hasn't always been an extreme order. When Melissa was just 5 years old, her parents' marriage ended in a bitter divorce.
It is Sunday, it is almost lunchtime, and the next time I vlog, I will be home. Hey guys, so it is around 4 a.m. on Tuesday. I unfortunately went to bed really early, so of course I'm awake now. So I figured what better thing to do than finish this vlog so I can get it up, because this has been a vlog that I've been trying to do for days and days and days, and every day I seem to not be able to do it, either because I was in the hospital or I just really wasn't feeling well. This is the first time that I was ever really like unable to do a vlog, just because I was so exhausted or sick, or just didn't have the energy. So I'm gonna do it right now because I actually feel okay. So I figured I would update you guys on what's been going on. It kind of is just something that happened and we don't know why, and unfortunately it happened and we had to deal with it. So I guess I'll just start with Friday. You saw some clips that I showed you guys, and that was from basically Friday on. I got my nerves burned on Wednesday, on Valentine's Day, and everything was going great. And then Friday, I had some really severe distension, which can come with gastroparesis and my IBS and other stuff, but it was so severe that it was hurting to breathe, and my ribs were distended, and it was just very painful. So I did end up going to the ER Friday night. Unfortunately, they couldn't do much. They told me I was extremely constipated, which I'm sorry if that's TMI, but I figured I'd put this all out there, so sorry. So I was very, very constipated, and they kind of sent me home expecting me to get in with my GI in the next week. For people that know how long it takes to get into a specialist, that obviously was not going to happen. So the hospital visit really didn't help. And to add to that, I ended up getting sick from being in the hospital in the waiting room because right now is the flu season. And because of my lower autoimmune deficiency issues, I basically catch everything. So that's really where it's limited me in what I do and how I work and how I can make money. And I always have to be very, very careful with where I'm going, washing my hands. The hospital is probably the dirtiest place in the waiting rooms because everyone is sick, and especially right now with the flu and the colds and like everything going around, even with the mask on that I had, I don't know how I caught it. I washed my hands, but I did. So Sunday I was doing okay Saturday. Sunday night I went out to dinner with my family. I started having really bad stomach pain again, distension, and we're not sure if it could possibly be Crohn's or food allergies or something like that. We are looking more into it now because I've never really had this bad of a symptom with gastroparesis, so we're not sure what's going on right now. But anyway, Sunday night I had a mild cough. Monday I woke up and my fever was 100.3. So it was a mild fever, but I run very, very low. So 96s is normally my normal range. So 100 is kind of like a mild to moderate fever for me, whereas for a normal person it's not a fever at all. So I ended up going to urgent care because I just was not feeling good. I had a cough, and around this time I get chronic bronchitis and pneumonia. This happened the last 3 years, and I've had to be admitted because I can't breathe. So we were trying to get ahead of the game and see what happens. Didn't work out like we planned it to, so I did go to urgent care. They told me I did not have the flu. I had bronchitis and to take meds and I would be fine. The meds they prescribed me unfortunately do not work. So I've built a tolerance up to these meds because I've gotten sick so many times. So that was my issue with that. And I did tell them that, and they just refused to give me something else. So I went to my doctor the same day. So I went to urgent care around 10:30 in the morning, and my doctor was planned for 4:30 in the afternoon. And she was worried about my lung because it was so swollen, and I had just gotten the injections, and I was in pain, and I was coughing, and it was really, really bad. So I ended up going back to the ER. Not so much for the distension now, but for the coughing and the wheezing, and I couldn't really catch my breath, and it was just very, very painful every time I coughed. It kind of triggered my rib issues, and it was just extremely painful. So we went there. They tested me again. I did not have the flu. They said I did have bronchitis. They gave me a different med, Levaquin. They gave me some nausea meds, some fluids. I was very dehydrated. And they said if I'm not better in 24 to 48 hours to come back, but I should be better because of the dosage of the meds I was on. Okay, whatever. I came home. That was Monday night. I fell asleep. I slept great. I woke up around 9:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and I was very, very ill. Probably the worst I've ever been. So I woke up and I had 103.6 fever. So that's an extreme fever for me. I could not breathe. I was coughing. I could not get out of bed. I had to crawl to the bathroom, and I was very dizzy. I was home alone at that time. I called my primary and they wanted me to be driven by ambulance to the hospital because I was very sick and there was not much that could be done from home. My mom did actually come home. She drove me to Cooper Hospital because Virtua was not working for me. I was admitted right away into critical care because my respiratory was in distress. I was in a lot of pain. I was not feeling good. And the flu test actually came back positive. So, I had flu A, I had bronchitis, I had a dislocated shoulder, and I also had an infection in my left rib. I don't know how to say it. It's something like appendicitis, but it's not. So there was a lot going on, and there was a lot of reasons I was feeling so crappy. So I was in the hospital in critical care from Tuesday afternoon, and I was discharged Sunday afternoon. They did not want to discharge me Sunday because I was still having issues with going to the bathroom and distension, but I had doctors on Monday, which was yesterday now. And they figured with all these specialists that I had that I would be okay. I am doing much, much better with the coughing. I do not have a fever anymore. So what I've learned from this experience, because I always used to judge Cooper, is not to judge a book by its cover, because Virtua, who's supposed to be well known and helpful, discharged me both times that I was getting very, very sick, and they just let it go. So if I had not gone to Cooper, we don't know what would have happened. If my fever hit 105, I could have had seizures. There's a lot of things that could have happened that could have been very detrimental, especially with all my neck stuff going on and a lot of other stuff. So we did learn that, you know, you can't always think that just because one person says you're okay, that you're okay. And I knew that when I woke up on Tuesday morning. I knew I had to go somewhere else. I was not myself, and it was scary. It was really scary. I've never been that bad where I was like hallucinating, and it was bad. So anyway, that is why I could not vlog for a while. I just was not feeling good. I was in the hospital. I was getting very minimal sleep. They always had to check on me and do breathing treatments and all the fluids and all the IV medications. And it was just every 2 hours I was awake. So I did not get much sleep. Why I'm awake right now? My sleep cycle is now off. So I figured I'd throw together this vlog, maybe edit it tonight, well, this morning, and put it up and hopefully go from there. So my friend just texted me at 4:30 in the morning. But I thank you guys for being so understanding, and so much support has been sent to me, and I really truly do appreciate it. It does mean a ton to me that people have reached out and show their support, and many people have wanted to come visit me, but I did not want to get them sick, so I told them no, stay home, I'll see you later. But I am doing much better. I do not have any doctor's updates for you right now because obviously I was in the hospital for a week. But I will be doing an update. I did have a doctor yesterday, and I have a couple in the next week. So I'll do an update later this week. I am feeling much better. So again, thank you for all of your love and support. And I really do hope that this channel can help some other people. I'm going to be doing some support vlogs since it is the beginning of NEDA Week, which is National Eating Disorder Association Week. And I really do hope that this vlog can get a little bit bigger and we can show that mental and medical illness is not something to be invisible. It's something that you need to see. So with that, I will leave you, and thank you for following me on my fight to freedom.